Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast with your hosts, Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Krista Joy from DisneyWays.com. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast at all times. And get ready for the Disney Parks Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this show. We've got lots of Disneyland news, so much from Disneyland Paris this week, and lots of other fun stuff. But first, we're going to kick it off with some announcements. Tony, there's a meetup coming up, isn't there?
A meet? Who? Where? What? We have to meet people? Outside the studio? I guess we do. All right, so this is something that we've been wanting to do, I guess since when we first spoke to Ivy, last year probably. We are going to have a Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom meetup with Ivory in the Magic Kingdom, obviously. And this was going to take place in the Magic Kingdom on November 15th at 3 p.m. Where are we going to meet inside the Magic Kingdom at 3 p.m.?
The fire, in front of the firehouse.
Okay. So meet us in front of the firehouse. Bring your Sorcery of the Magic Kingdom cards if you have any. If you don't, then you'll get your first set of 3 while you're traveling around with us. So we're going to go around, we're going to try and play the game with Ivory, and hopefully she'll give us some tips and tricks and things like that. Maybe I'll even go out and buy one of those shirts to power up my game. I may do that before November.
Her name's Ivy, by the way. It's Ivy, not Ivory.
Ivy, whatever.
Ivy. Sorry, Ivy. Yeah, so that's going to be really fun. Saturday, November 15th at 3 p.m. in front of the firehouse. It's okay if you've never played before. Tony and I are practically brand new. Yeah, so just come and... Yeah.
I take that back. I did 2 screens and then went, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, and walked away. I have no idea what powered up what killed who, what did what evil. I had no idea.
Me too. I'm like, this is for kids and it's too hard for me.
They should have like instructions in the firehouse or something, or explain to you, this does this and this does that. There are no instructions, no nothing with this game. I don't know how people learn anything about this game. I don't know how you become an expert. I guess it's just trial and error, I guess. I don't know. Either that or you have to be in these forums and getting tips and tricks and things like that. I know there's power-up shirts that you can have, and that's about it. That's the extent of my Magic Kingdom sorcery knowledge. Right there.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. It's going to be a learning experience. We'll have a great time.
Yeah.
I've got to get creative with the goodies because I know not everybody wants to carry a lot of stuff around for this one. So I'm going to come up with something really cool for the goodie bags this time. So.
I need to carry my cards. I got a stack of cards.
Yeah.
I got a stack of cards. Okay. On with some news.
And now, Disney Parks Podcast News.
We found out that there is a premium holiday celebration in the studios this year. And it's all, you guessed it, wrapped in Frozen. So for November 7th to November 19th, and then November 21st to December 9th, and then December 11th to January 4th, you can purchase a special, they're calling it the Premium Holiday Celebration. And this is $89 per adult and $59 for children ages 3 to 9, tax and gratuity included. You still need to have a Disney Hollywood Studios admission on top of that. So this is your studio media ticket plus an additional $89. And this is almost like the Frozen that we had, the Frozen Summer Package. So you're going to get a sing-along with Anna and Elsa. You're going to have an Osborne family spectacular dancing light from a reserved location at the end of the Streets of America. You'll get some specialty alcohol beverages, some Frozen-themed desserts, and you'll even get a special holiday lithograph and frozen pin. A frozen pin to take home. All of this for the mere $89. So I think this is $10 cheaper than the summer. I think the summer one was $99 for adults, right? So this
No.
No? Nope.
No, I think it was like $59.
Really?
Yeah, let me look. Because I did that one. There's no way I paid that much money.
Oh, I think you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, well, Chris is looking for that. We also heard that the Walt Disney Board of Directors announced that they extended Bob Iger's contract as chairman and chief executive officer through June 30th now, 2018. So congratulations, Bob, and we'll see you in the parks. Let's talk about a couple rumors. Oh, by the way, on that Bob Iger note, I think it's actually probably a good thing that Bob's sticking around. I think he's got a couple of projects in the can. I think he wants to finish. I think he wants to finish Downtown Disney. I think he wants to finish Avatar. I think he wants to do Star Wars Land and Pixar Place. I'm just saying, I think Bob wants to complete some things before he moves on to greener pasture.
Yes.
So I think he went back to the board and extended his stay of execution.
I'm glad for that.
Yep. So what was the deal? Do we know?
The cost for the premium package for the Frozen Summer Fun was only $59 for adults and $34 for children. But we didn't get a pen and a lithograph. We just got dessert and the sing along and stuff. So you're getting a little bit more for your money on this holiday one.
So Disney found out that 59 wasn't enough. They figured 89 is a good pain point, and now they raised the price. So there you go, kids. Once again, you got some corporate greed. As a shareholder, I'm all for it. As a guest, I won't pay. So there's my 2 cents on that. I found out an interesting rumor flying around the Disney World parks lately. I heard this from a couple different sources, from actual people that work around the company, that there's a rumor going around there within the company that they're going to extend the monorail from Epcot to Downtown Disney. And I think that would be good. If you look at those two things on a map, they're very close to each other. The Epcot monorail station, is just really across the street from the edge of Downtown Disney, the west side. I mean, they can go right there. I mean, it would be a very short ride. It'd be like taking the monorail at the airport from, the terminal to the main building. That's how short that monorail ride would be. So I'm not sure if they'd actually do it. Maybe they would have, maybe go further, maybe go down towards, Planet Hollywood, have a station in that area. I'm not sure. I also heard that when Saratoga Springs was created, that they included in the entitlement there that they could build a monorail station at Saratoga Springs. Could this happen? I don't know. I think it would be interesting. I think if you could probably park your car at Epcot, on busy days, and then take the monorail over. That would be a good choice. Thinking back to, like Festivals of the Masters, when it gets really busy, or Christmas time when it gets really busy, that would be an alternative to those 2 parking garages that they're building. If they are full, they could park you over at Epcot and you could take a monorail over. So, what do you think, Krista?
Yeah, well, and it would also just be good for people staying at the resorts, the monorail resorts. It would just be another perk for them to give you motivation to pay the money to stay at Grand Floridian or Polynesian or Contemporary, just complimentary transportation on the monorail to Downtown Disney is included in your stay. So, I don't know, it's a great idea. I heard it's something like it's like $1 million for every...
Yeah.
No?
It's $1 million a mile. That's what everybody says. I did ask some cast members, and they said that's just, that's just...
Not true.
That's folklore. That's Walt Disney World folklore. I also, speaking to some people, have heard that most of the monorails now do have the computers in them, which are taking control of the monorails on the beam, which is lessening the bottlenecks. Those are in place or getting to be all in place. But think about the trip. Let's say you're staying at the Grand Floridian. So you'd have to take the monorail from your resort to TTC, transfer to the Epcot beam, and then transfer to the Downtown Disney beam. That seems like an awful lot of work to get to Downtown Disney via monorail, right? You know.
It does. And the other thing too, though, is the price of gas is probably a lot for them, and this would maybe cut down on some of that. I don't know if maybe that's a benefit of doing it for Disney.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah. The other rumor that was going around wasn't really a rumor, but I'm interested to find out what people think about this. Is this test that they did over at Toy Story Mania, where it was Fast Pass only? I heard from numerous people it was like chaos in customer service because if you went to the park and you tried to go to Toy Story Mania without having a Fast Pass, you were out of luck for the days that they were doing this test. What did you hear, Krista?
I heard that if you went to get a Fast Pass, they had some available for that day. So, because they didn't want to disappoint a bunch of people.
Yeah. Were they letting those people? How were they handing them out, or how were they giving those out? Do you know?
I would imagine it was just in the system, they did it specifically because they knew they were doing this. They were able to open up more Fast Pass privileges. Yeah. So they were able to give them out on the spot on the Magic Band.
Oh, so but you couldn't get them previous to that day online, right? You had to be in the park to do them. Yeah.
It was probably full because it's always full previously, but like that day or whatever, they were making them available so people could go ride. I don't know anybody personally that went through this, so if anybody out there listening was, in the parks and went through this, let us know what happened. But
okay. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if anybody went and what their experience was. We believe this test was all in. It's not because they want to torture people. Well, it might be because of that. It's all because we believe that they're going to take Studio One and create yet a third track for Toy Story Mania. One track will be Fast Pass only. One track will be Standby only. And this is what we think that they're testing. It seems awful early to be doing this test. I mean, they haven't even done any construction, and they're trying to torture us already. So, I thought it was a little premature, but hey, maybe it's going to happen quick.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Tom's. There was a picture of Tom Staggs and John Lasseter in the park. Maybe a week before this happened. So maybe they had this all planned out, and they were just waiting for the Frozen thing to end, and this is going to move quick, which will be nice. So, in some quick news, I was at my least favorite place to be during a weekend, and that was Downtown Disney Marketplace. It's still a giant construction zone. I will tell you that the only place to park is now behind Cirque du Soleil. The entire front parking area, I know the area in front of Cirque, where there used to be valet, the front area is now handicapped, and then the back area is for cast members, and the valet is off to the side. So you can pull up to Cirque, you can valet, but that whole area now is completely closed off to any guest unless you're handicapped or you're a cast member. The only place to park now is behind Cirque du Soleil, Team Disney, the casting center, and sometimes at night, Typhoon Lagoon, and they'll bus you over to, I think, the west side. I don't think there's anything happening now because I think the area in front of the marketplace is all, I think, for cast member parking as well, or under construction. And still, there's a lot of construction walls up. I'm not going to say that it's not. There's a lot of things going on. The boat dock by the marketplace is now open, and it's kind of tricky to find it. You kind of have to go out towards the bus and then make a left and over to a walkway which would take you to Saratoga Springs. There's now a place for 3 boats to park in, and they can have 3 boats parked load 3 boats at the same time and then kind of, have them disperse from there. There's also 2 kiosks that are already set up in front of Fulton's. One is called Set the Bar, which is going to have cocktails. And then another one called Sublime, which is going to offer some different gifts and things like that. And supposedly these little kiosks are going to be opening up, even though the whole Disney Springs is not, completely finished. So that'll be something new to look forward to. These little pop-up kiosks. And these are not really temporary. These are pretty permanent.
Wow.
Yeah. What else happened down there? I think that's about it. Everything is still open. There's nothing really, besides Polo Comparo and Baby Cakes NYC, and those things closed, prior to the construction. Everything else, all the restaurants and shops are still open. Downtown Disney as usual. And even some of the lampposts, which I have pictures of, have flipped over. They do have Disney Springs on them already.
Yeah. Change is coming. It's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, Krista, what else do we have?
All right, so we've got some Disneyland news. Thank you, Randy, our correspondent in Disneyland, Anaheim. He's so faithful and sending our news every week. We just want to thank him. Make sure that you go to his website, check him out. He's at faithandthemagickingdom.com. All right, so Randy says that he went on the Walk in Walt's Disneyland Footsteps tour recently here, just Saturday, October 4th. Guests who have heard about this tour and are considering it, or who have done it before and may want to do it again, need to know about a couple of changes. So this is good. This is where it's great to have Randy there reporting live for us. First of all, he says Club 33 has remained excluded from the tour. Next, the tour officially advertises 2 classic attraction experiences, but doesn't say which ones. In the past, one of them has been the Tiki Room, complete with an extra treat after. No, not a Dole Whip, but getting to see up close one of the audio animatronic flowers. For my tour, Randy says, this was replaced with a simple viewing of great moments with Mr. Lincoln and no special anything with it. He says, by the way, the other one was Peter Pan's Flight, which we got to skip the line for. Finally, one of the major draws of the tour is a visit to Walt Disney's private apartment above the fire station. There is currently construction around that area, so for the next few weeks, this is being replaced with a visit to the Disneyland Dream Suite above the Pirates of the Caribbean. Randy says it's pretty cool, but it's not the apartment Walt actually used. So guests who are considering this tour should be aware of these changes and plan accordingly. So the Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour is a little bit different now at Disneyland. You did that one when you were out there, right, Tony?
No, I did the one here in Florida, which kind of really doesn't have a lot of meaning since he never walked here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you were in Walt's apartment and stuff.
Yeah, I was in Walt's apartment, but I did do the Walk in Walt's Footsteps, but it was here in Florida.
Okay, right on. More from Randy. He says Disneyland's Downtown Disney District has some special Halloween events and activities announced this week. Build-A-Bear, House of Blues, and more are getting in on the fun. If you have a taste for classic spooky movies, AMC Downtown Disney 12 has a special Thursday night series for you. The final one's coming up October 23rd. The original Frankenstein and The Mummy, both starring Boris Karloff, at the same times, 7 and 9 p.m. So those movies are showing at 7 and 9 p.m. October 23rd over there at the AMC Downtown Disney 12. They'll also present a special limited time return engagement of Disney's Maleficent, starring Angelina Jolie, on Friday, October 24th through Thursday, October 30th. Audience members may receive special gifts, including Maleficent horns, while supplies last during the run. So if you didn't get a chance to see that movie, you're in Anaheim, you might want to check that out while you're there. It's kind of a cool opportunity and get some extra presents to go with it. Next up, we have a really big announcement. We want to thank Laura, who, of course, is on Twitter at @ThatDisneyLover. She has always been our Disneyland Paris correspondent, and unfortunately, she recently sent me an email that she had to step down from her position. She's going through some personal family things, and our thoughts are with you, Laura, and our prayers. So definitely, if you are friends with her on Twitter, just send her a shout out and tell her that we're thinking of her. But she did have to step down. The good news is that we have a new Disneyland Paris correspondent. His name is Roy. He is a Disneyland Paris cast member, and he also has a really great website that covers amusement parks all over the world. The name of the website is wonderrides.com. So there's 2 R's. So it's wonderrides.com. And you can follow Roy on Twitter at wonderrides. He's got a lot of great stuff that he tweets out about Disneyland Paris. So here's what he sent me. October 1st, the Halloween season started in Disneyland Paris, including some novelties. Using the slogan, "Join the Halloween Gang," the villains invite you to enjoy this beautiful season until November 2nd. What's new? Every morning, half an hour after park opening, the Maleficent Disney Villains Promenade welcomes visitors on Central Plaza, starring Maleficent, the Queen of Hearts, Gaston, Jafar, and many others. The float that is being used in this promenade has already been used as the Dreams of Power float during Disney's Once Upon a Dream parade, and that was from 2007 to 2012. New as well is Maleficent's Court, situated behind Sleeping Beauty Castle, where Maleficent takes over the castle and casts a spell over Castle Courtyard. Moreover, a new float has been added to Mickey's Halloween celebration, the daily Halloween cavalcade. Raise the Rafters features the 3 Little Pigs, Clarabelle, and Horace Horsecollar. More entertainment includes the Hollow Swing Orchestra and Disney's Octoween Brass Band, several character meet and greets, and as usual, the daily Disney Magic on Parade and Disney Dreams. So lots of new stuff at Disneyland Paris for the Halloween season. We also want to announce, of course, we can't not mention this. Mark Stead, who is the Senior Vice President of Finance, announced a recapitalization plan for Disneyland Paris. This was global news. You probably heard about it earlier this month. It's this recapitalization, as they call it, is intended to improve Euro Disney's group's financial position and enable it to continue investing in the guest experience. That Disney really feels like this is going to be something that will demonstrate the Walt Disney Company's continued confidence in Disneyland Paris, which Disneyland Paris, I thought this was really interesting. They actually are the number one tourist destination in Europe. So believe that or not, as all the cool stuff they have in Europe. For instance, the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre, I think that's how you say it, those 2 tourist attractions combined don't get as many visitors as Disneyland Paris. So even though they're getting great attendance, has been a decrease. So because of that, they did lose some, they had some losses last year. So Euro Disney's next major boost is expected to come in 2016 when it will open a new leisure complex. So, and they're also, Roy sent me a link to this really cool video where Mark Stead, you get to hear Mark Stead explain it all to you. And it's on YouTube, and we'll go ahead and put a link to that in the show notes if you're interested in learning more about Disney Paris and the way that they're dealing with things over there right now. So I just have to thank you, Roy, so much for sending this over. We're just so excited to have you send in this over. So we appreciate it very much. We're not going to cover a lot of Tokyo Disney news this week because we're going to be recording a show coming up with Keith Lapinick and, of course, our own Tokyo Disney correspondent, Trish. And both of them together are going to be lots of fun because Keith just got to go to Tokyo for his first visit. And, of course, Trish is our correspondent. She's doing all kinds of great things that we're going to be revealing to you soon. So that'll be a really fun show. We're going to cover lots of Tokyo Disney stuff. And then I want to mention that Hong Kong, we don't have a correspondent there. We would love to have one. So if you know anybody that speaks English and is over in Hong Kong and would like to send us some news, we'll be happy to mention them on the show and all that good stuff. Send me an email or Facebook and let me know. And next, I think we have some infotainment.
Yeah, so it's interesting about the Disneyland finances. If I'm not mistaken, Disney, the corporation, is only a stakeholder in Disneyland Paris and Tokyo Disney. I don't think
That's correct.
They don't actually own those parks. They're owned by, landholders in Euro and in Tokyo. Because I don't think that for whatever reason, an American company can own property there. That's, I think, what I was told.
Well, Tokyo, that's how
Yeah.
Tokyo is. But
That's
Paris, Disney owns the largest share of anybody else in Disneyland Paris. But yeah, they're not the only ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do have some other investors. But it's interesting. I wonder why their attendance slip, and here in the States it just keeps going up. We can send you some people, if that'll help. We'll be glad to send you some people.
Well, they put in Ratatouille, and I think they got a little bit of a boost from that, but still less than it was. So, I don't know. They need to do some stuff and reorganize, and hopefully it'll bring some bigger and better things so people have, a reason to go out there to Paris and check it out.
Yeah.
More of a reason.
Yeah. I also think their weather is, they get a pretty big rain season. I also think they get snow, too, which is not, the best thing for a Disney park, so.
Yeah, well, and they kind of have a reputation in the Disney community, and we had our listener Simon on the show, who's been to Disneyland Paris quite a bit, and he did mention that the cast members are not quite the same as they are here, and they do kind of have that reputation, so I wonder if that's maybe, deterring people from going out there as well, so... Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And now, the Disney Parks Podcast Infotainment segment.
Infotainment this week. We're going to talk about the top 10 things we love about the Magic Kingdom. And it's really not in any specific order, saying this is my favorite, this is my least favorite. This is just 10 things that we love about the Magic Kingdom. And
yes, in 15 minutes or less.
Yeah, and what is there not to love about the Magic Kingdom? Let's put it to you that way. It's the first park. It's the nicest, I think the nicest park. It makes you feel like a kid. Here's our list. Krista, do you want to start?
Well, I would love to start with New Fantasyland, because this is a really big deal. Living here and stuff, we kind of take it for granted that it's been there for a long time, but it really hasn't. It's only been a couple of years, and I've met a lot of people that haven't been there yet. So New Fantasyland is amazing. If you haven't had a chance to get out here, there's so much to see. They've got 4 new rides, 4 new meet and greets, 2 new places to get snacks, and of course the gorgeous Be Our Guest restaurant. And with Dumbo, there's 2 Dumbos now. You can get a pager to wait for Dumbo. There's so much cool stuff to see. The new Little Mermaid attraction. New Fantasyland is beautiful, awesome, amazing. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet.
I heard that Be Our Guest was causing a little ruckus lately because they were offering, that lunch to guests who were staying on property. And then any walk-up guests were told they are full for the day. If you are staying on property and you do get that offer to participate in the Be Our Guest lunch, you'll probably want to take it because that'll probably be the only chance that you'll get to eat there. So it's a very hard place to get a reservation these days.
Yes.
Okay, one of the things on my list, which we did last year, is the Tomorrowland Terrace Firework Dessert Party. This was the best spend of money I've done in the Magic Kingdom in a long time. It was relatively cheap. I think it was like $35 or $38. It was cheap. It was definitely under $50. It was desserts, some coffee, and I think some lemonades and things like that. And then a beautiful viewing area for the fireworks. It was not something that we had to get there early because we had to worry about seats and all that. It was just, we got there, we had our desserts, we watched the fireworks, we had some more desserts, and then we left. And I think it was fantastic. And it was a great place to see the fireworks, and I would do it again.
Yeah, it sounds great. I've never done it before. I hope I get to do it someday. Sounds awesome. Well, I think the next thing that made my list was going to be Magic. So, if you're not aware of Magic, it's a 3D concert experience. They cover a lot of our favorite songs from the Disney movies. And, of course, there's a 150-foot wraparound screen. So, it's really amazing. It's great for the whole family. And, there's amazing effects that you're not going to get in any normal 3D movie. So it's great. Magic's got to be in my top 10 for sure.
And don't forget Smell-O-Vision.
Smell-O-Vision, yeah.
Also on my list is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. And who does not love a good Buzz Lightyear attraction? Me. I do. And if you see my profile picture on Facebook, you'll understand. Yeah, it's a great attraction. Hey, Toy Story Mania would be fine there too. But Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin was definitely a good start. Good step in the right direction.
I agree. It's a good one. It's Buzz Lightyear is a can't miss, I think. The next one on my list is something that I never miss. Like if I go to Magic Kingdom and only get to do one thing, I'll usually go over there and check out the People Mover. It's a classic. It's it's been there for a very long time, and there's just nothing like it anywhere in the world that I'm aware of. So if you're in Tomorrowland, don't miss the People Mover. There's almost never a long wait. You can almost always walk right on, which shocks me because it's the greatest ride, I think.
Unless there's a 24-hour party and then there's a line.
Yeah.
Because everybody has the same idea you do. Oh, I'll go sit down for a while.
Yeah, they think they're going to sleep on the People Mover.
Yeah. No. So. Next on my list is, I guess it's the Halloween time, so this popped in my head, is the Haunted Mansion. It's a classic. There's one of these in every Disney park. What else can you say about this attraction? It's for all ages. It's not that it'll scare little ones. Well, it might scare them, but they'll get over it. A couple nights of bad dreams, and they'll be back, back at it right again the next morning. And each park has a little different version, a little different twist to their Haunted Mansion version. So there's a reason to go see this in every park.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And then for my next one, I had to bring up Main Street USA. A little shout out for Keith over at DisneyAvenue.com. I'm going to be writing for him on a regular basis now. And my first article that I sent over is all about Main Street USA and how it looks right now for the fall. It is absolutely gorgeous this time of year. I love the Mickey pumpkins. I love the Dapper Dans in their fall attire and their fall colors. It's the greatest. And this weekend in particular, they were going around singing Grim Grinning Ghosts for everybody. And Main Street is just, obviously you're not going to miss it because you're at Magic Kingdom, but it's something to really stop and look and appreciate. Look at the windows and the names in the windows and, just know that it's truly a representation of the turn of the century right before Walt Disney came to this planet in 1901. This is, what we hope or idealize that Main Street USA would look like at that time in our nation's history. Just a beautiful place to be. It always makes you smile, makes you excited. You look down and you see the castle at the end. Nothing like Main Street USA.
It's a great place to people watch, good food, good things to do there. Talking about Main Street, next on my list is the Plaza Restaurant, which sits right at the end of Main Street, just before you get to Tomorrowland. I love this restaurant. It's small, it's quaint. You get to sit down, somebody will serve you food, and you're not getting, it's kind of like quick service food with a server. It's not like Tony's or Be Our Guest. There's lots of good things on the menu. The meatloaf, which used to be a special almost every day, I think is now an item on the menu, and that's delicious.
It's fantastic.
You can have a great sundae because they're right next to the ice cream shop. So you can get a nice sundae with your dessert. If you time it right, you could be sitting down and watching Wishes because there are windows that do face the castle. If you time it right, you can almost see the parade. There's not a huge crowd of people. You kind of get a wonky kind of view, but you can kind of see some floats coming from Frontierland. So it's a great place to go. I really enjoy going there. It's my probably first place I pick to go have a meal if I'm going to have lunch or dinner. I probably pick there first. They also do take tables in Wonderland. That's another great reason to eat there as well.
Yes, I'm really glad you mentioned that. That's got to be one of the best deals for a table service restaurant in all of the Walt Disney World. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like relatively cheap, and then you get your discount on top of it. It's like, what else?
It's almost like, it's like almost like quick service, except you get full service. It's amazing, and the air conditioning and the atmosphere. Yeah. Really good one. That's awesome.
It does book up quick because I think there's only like 60 or 80 seats in there. It's not a big place to eat. It's not, it's not be our guest. It's very small. So get your reservation in early.
Yes, absolutely. The next thing I wanted to mention is might be my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom, which is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It's amazing. Was refurbished fairly recently, and I mean the only thing, there's certain parts where I wish it just went a little slower so you could really take in some of the scenery and the atmosphere. There's a lot of great funny stuff going on. I just love how themed it is, and just like I could probably just do Thunder Mountain 5 times in a row if there's no line. I've been known to do that. I'll admit it. It's one of my favorites.
Alrighty. You don't get like whiplash? I get whiplash from that multiple times in a row. No?
It doesn't seem to bother me, no. Yeah. If I ride Space Mountain, my neck will hurt the rest of the day, so I don't ride that one very much. But I don't know. I love Thunder Mountain. It doesn't bother me.
All right. Yeah. Another one on my list is Walt Disney's, listen to the words, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. I love this attraction. This is like, something that Walt touched, something that Walt made, something that Walt put in the World's Fair, that we get like a little glimpse inside of Walt's thinking. The story he was trying to tell us. And it's air conditioned. It's, I know that some people love it, some people hate it, some people think that it should be updated, some people think it doesn't need to be updated. It's telling a specific story of, 3 decades. And that's the way it was. We can't change that. We can't put electricity, in 1920. That's not the story. I enjoy it and enjoy it for what it is. And don't be tampering with it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's good classic stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Never get tired of that one. Another thing that is really special and you'll want to watch for is the hidden treasures of the Magic Kingdom. It's tough to do this sometimes when you don't get to visit very often, but if you kind of can slow down and look around you, and we have a couple of episodes now with Steve Barrett and the Hidden Mickeys, but one thing I really liked talking to people about is the amazing amount of engineering and imagineering and thought that had to be put into a lot of these hidden things, especially the one over, if you've heard about this, the queue at the Little Mermaid attraction, where on Mickey's birthday, around a certain time, the sun shines just the right way, and there's a sunlight projection of a classic hidden Mickey symbol, there for everyone to see. So, things like that are just incredible. If you can slow down and take a look. The Cinderella fountain at Fantasyland, if you stand just in the right spot, you'll see the crown is placed perfectly on her head. It's just really great if you can slow down and kind of look at the hidden treasures. That's one of my favorite things about Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, there are a lot of little hidden things to explore there. Tinkerbell, over in the Tinkerbell store, the singing opera in the alley on the main street. There's lots of interesting things to find there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put 2 Main Street things together. One is the Main Street Trolley Show. And this happens a couple times a day. And during they seasonalize this, so they, mix it up for the holidays. And the other thing that they do with the trolley show is, I think Krista had told me about this, and I actually happen to have seen it, is the Splish Splash little trolley show when it rains.
The rainy day parade.
The rainy day parade.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when people told me, well, they do a parade when it rains, I said, well, of course they do the parade. They said, no, it's a special parade when it rains. I said, all right, sure, whatever. And they actually do. So they do a special parade. The other thing I want to combine with this is the Main Street Philharmonic at Main Street. And this used to be, I think it used to be called the Main Street Marching Band, and now it's got this Main Street Philharmonic. Listen, either way, I love to watch this. This is one thing that my father always used to stop or wait for, or, you know, ask somebody, hey, when's the marching band? It's just very cool. They kind of come down Main Street, they'll stop, they'll play a couple tunes, they'll get the crowd involved, and then, off they go. If you get a chance to see these two things, they're usually not that far apart from each other. Usually the Main Street will come out and then the trolley show will happen, maybe 20, 30 minutes later, or it's the trolley show and then the marching band. So just keep your eyes out while you're on Main Street. And a lot of this seems to happen more often before the 3 o'clock parade, I've noticed.
Yes.
Since this live entertainment will happen, once the 3 o'clock parade happens, this live entertainment seems to kind of disappear into the night. So, trying to get this done in the morning.
Yes, totally. And I got to catch part of the trolley show this weekend, and them too. They're in their fall attire. It's so cool, and the trolley's decorated with the fall leaves and stuff like that. So we're quickly running out of time, but I wanted to mention a couple of things. Over at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, they have amazing waffle sandwiches. One is like fruit and Nutella, and the other one is like a chicken strip that's a little bit spicy on a waffle. It's an amazing hidden gem in Magic Kingdom. If you need a good hearty snack, almost like a lunch, go and get yourself a waffle at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments. And also LeFou's Brew. It's unique to Magic Kingdom. You can't get it anywhere else. And it's a wonderful special treat. You got to taste it once in your life just to see if you like it. It's nothing like butterbeer that they serve at another park. It's very special unto itself. So a couple of little snacks that I wanted to mention about Magic Kingdom. I'll probably close out with those.
Yep. Okay, the last thing on my list is the Walt Disney World Railroad. Yeah, there's a train in the Animal Kingdom, but it ain't the same. This is the Walt Disney World Railroad. I find this kind of relaxing. It's a great place to take the kids, calm them down. Maybe they'll take a little nap. You can ride this 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. Nobody's going to throw you off. Just get on, sit down, relax, and enjoy the tour around the park.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I try to do it every time I go. Walt had a great passion for trains, and I think this, is something he'd be proud to have in his park. Something that, Roy made sure that it happened here at the Magic Kingdom as well as Disneyland. So, take a ride on the good old railroad.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's so special. And unfortunately, right now, at this very moment, it's down for refurbishment. So if you're there anytime soon, it might be down. But hopefully it's going to come back refurbished and better than ever. So anyway,
now, hopefully it will come back.
Yes, it will. It will. It's always been great.
There would be an uproar if it didn't.
I agree. Yep. It's awesome.
All right, that's it.
All right, so we'll wrap it up with that, and hope you enjoyed our list of favorites from Magic Kingdom. We would love to hear yours. Send us an email, give us a call. We are DisneyParksPodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet us at Disney Podcaster. Let us know some of your favorite things about Magic Kingdom, and in the meantime, we will see you in the parks.
The Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with the Walt Disney Company. All Disney parks, attractions, lands, shows, event names, etc. are registered trademarks of the Walt Disney Company.
Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you